Paris, the city of light, the city of love. But beneath its shining streets, there lies another world, a world untouched by time, silent, still, hidden in darkness. I went there. I walked where the living rarely dare to go, into the catacombs of Paris, the underground city of bones, a city not made for the living, but for memory. When I visited the Paris Catacombs, I felt as if I was stepping into a memory carved inside the earth. A world where the laughter of the city fades and only silence remains. This place is not made for the living. It is a city of bones, stretching through dark stone corridors, holding the remains of millions of souls. And yet, instead of fear, what I felt was curiosity, a desire to understand the history that sleeps here, deep under the heart of Paris. The entrance to the catacombs looks simple, almost ordinary. But the moment you step inside, everything changes. The air becomes colder, the lights grow dim, and as you begin to walk down the long spiral staircase, the sounds from the city disappear, one by one. No footsteps, no voices, no movement, only your breath and the echo of your own steps. It feels as though you are slowly leaving the world above. Step by step, you descend into a quiet world made of stone. And yet, there is no fear, only a calm curiosity pulling you deeper. The tunnels stretch endlessly into the darkness, long, narrow passages carved by human hands centuries ago. The walls are rough, cool, and slightly damp, as if they have been holding secrets for hundreds of years. The air is still and heavy, almost ancient. Walking here feels like traveling back through time. No rush, no noise, no distractions, just silence. It is not the silence of emptiness. It is the silence of memory, a silence that feels alive. And then, without warning, they appear, not scattered, not broken, but arranged with intention. Walls and pillars built entirely from human bones. Rows of skulls placed carefully, one beside another, forming patterns that are strange, haunting, and almost artistic. These bones were once people who walked, laughed, cried, dreamed, and lived in the same city above us. And now here they rest, side by side, as part of a silent and eternal city beneath Paris. I didn't feel horror. I felt humility, a quiet understanding that life is temporary, but memory can last forever. Long ago, Paris struggled with something hidden beneath its beauty. The city's graveyards were overflowing. The dead could no longer be contained, and disease began to spread through the streets. The living felt the presence of death everywhere. So the leaders of Paris made a decision, one that would change the city forever. They began to move the remains of millions of people from crowded cemeteries into the underground quarries below the city. Workers carried bones through the night, walking in silent processions, guided only by lanterns and prayer. Bone by bone, life by life, until what rested above became what now rests below. The catacombs are not just an underground tunnel system. They are a library of human existence, a reminder passed from one century to the next. The footage you are about to see has been recorded directly by me on location. It is presented exactly as it was, without alteration, so you can witness the environment in its true state. This is not third-party or internet-sourced material. It is original documentation. Please observe the details carefully, because what you are about to watch reflects the reality behind the words I have just explained. Now let us move to the visual evidence.
You didn't go out nicely.
Because, at that time, if you wanted to check the blood pressure, you had to drill the skull. So that one, because it's a triangle that looks to be a triangle, you can say that one had to suffer a lot. If you're looking over here, it looks to be damaged, when they were dumped by the inside of the catacombs. But definitely not that one, because you can see a triangle, which is, you can see the shape, it's not natural. Someone did that to that guy. So, feel free to have a view. I don't want to climb the seat. Well, it's not that easy to see it, but once you get the point, you get it. It's not a ghost. It's something else. And talking about a ghost, to be honest, it happens once a year. So I have maybe 2 tours a month, so not that often. But on that ale, sometimes I do smell gingerbread. You know, whenever you smell something, that means a ghost is around. Sometimes it's rose, lavender. So I cannot explain, but once a year, doesn't happen that often, but I can smell something and I can explain what's happening. So maybe it's another group earlier with someone with a perfume which is tricking me. But if you do ever smell anything over here, just let me know. Maybe a ghost is coming. You know, usually when you do feel cold, when you do have a smell, it could be a sign of an apparition of a ghost. So be aware of your senses if you like. And over here, you can see the date, 1809. If you can remember the previous one, 1786. So that means it took them, quick math, 23 years to finish the centuries to be destroyed. You can better see how big was it. 1786, 1809, 23 years. It was the biggest one, 10 million people. Sounds good to you? So be aware of your senses. We can go straight forward. Today I don't smell anything, so. This is why, so Rodney, you asked me something about water, the decomposition. If you're looking over here, you can see a bucket. They are collecting the water from the top just to avoid the moisture to colonize, like to go further and to destroy the spirits. And that one over here, does it look like something to you? What could it be? Does it look like something familiar? Maybe holy water? It's not. It's only something that was designed to be looking differently. It's not related to water, it's related to wind. Because you can imagine, as a worker, if you have to build the wall, that means you have to deal with the dust. So the wind, the air was very heavy and it was threatening your lungs. So this is actually a vent to breathe, to renew the oxygen. They just decided to have another look, just to be looking better. Again, why not? The decoration over here.
But it goes down.
Yeah, definitely. It goes down and it's joining the entrance of the museum. So it's a very long vent for them to breathe. Yeah. I think we keep it going. here to hold the scene, again, they just decided to have a tomb, to have a coffin. And Gilbert, he did not die in the catacombs. He's just a poet in France. We actually had one guy who died in the catacombs. You can remember Descure. He was working at an hospital, Le Val de Grâce, and this hospital was very close in Paris to the Luxembourg that we spoke about together. So the Luxembourg used to be the monks, and they had an alcohol, a very strong and luxury one. So Philibert decided, oh, wait a minute, I like to steal the alcohol. Maybe I can use the catacombs to go beneath and to steal them, to go by the basement. So in 1793, he decided to go without any map, without any friends, without any food. In 1793, he disappeared. And at that time, 1793, the guillotine. So the people, they said, okay, what do you want? Maybe that guy was beheaded, okay, it's a guillotine, what else? In 1804, a few miles away, and a few feet away, we had people in 1804, they had a walk, and they saw someone, not looking like someone anymore. You didn't have any flesh, only the bones. And they said, we don't have any paper, we don't have any passport. What could it be? They saw a bunch of keys over there. And they said, oh, maybe we can use that one. They said, wait a minute, 11 years ago, we lost someone at the hospital. They used the keys, and it worked to open the hospital because it was working as a concierge, like a lobby boy. And this is the way they recognize Philibert, who passed away 11 years ago. Today, not anymore. If you go by the other part of the catacombs, you have maybe 1-2 people to be lost a year, so they call the police. This is why it's illegal, not to be lost, not to annoy everyone. In 1955, so everyone is coming from the US or Canada, so I can say that, but 1855, we had a group of British people to be lost by the catacombs, because they were told by a guide, oh, just guys, you need to follow me because I know a way, I know an access, I can give you an access to a privileged place. They were lost for 72 hours by the catacombs, without any light, without any food. They just found an exit, by chance, using a ladder to go on the top. You can imagine the surprise. 1955, to see, how many were they? 50 British people coming out of the catacombs. It was a surprise. So now, if you do ever meet someone that tells you to be a guide and giving you a visit by the catacombs, maybe you should think about it further. If you look on the top, you don't have any black line anymore. So you have to trust me enough to keep it following me. But it can happen these days.
Did they patch this up? Is that what this is? Like they fixed some of the cracks?
Oh! No, it looks to be natural. It looks to be just the limestone to be cracking itself. But it looks to be a glue.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Well, I never noticed that, so nature can be surprising. Oh, yeah, definitely. No, it's definitely limestone.
Almost looks like abalone color with absolutely.
And we can keep it going over there, if you trust me.
The stalactites are deeper where no one can touch.
Have a look on that one. I'm always very friendly with the staff because sometimes they do have very interesting stories to tell. Just, sir, if you like, I can open the gate so you can join the group. So I will keep it going with my own.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those, man. Could have been in that thing. Oh, this is 1992. That's where my mom was born.
1892.
Yeah. But she's 108. Oh. Yeah. ¿Qué dijo que año fue?
Það stóð hann á skiltinu sko. Það var 1800 fórungur. Það var niður og skrifaði einhverja gesta. Standið þið þessa.
That's impressive.
These halls are filled with memories that no one speaks of anymore, yet they remain carved into stone, resting quietly in the dark. We do not know their names. We do not know their dreams. But we know one truth. They lived. They laughed. They loved, just like we do now. The catacombs remind us of a truth we often forget in the noise of life, that every heartbeat is a gift, every breath is a blessing, and every moment we share with the ones we love matters more than we realize. So when you walk away from this place, don't just see bones and shadows. See the message they leave behind. Hold life gently, speak kindly, love fearlessly, because time does not wait for any of us. We are temporary, but the love we give, the kindness we leave behind, the hearts we touch, those become eternal. So step forward with tenderness, live fully. Till then, like this video and subscribe my channel.